Yes, round of 16, Wolf and Artosis.
Right. I was like sitting here, I'm so like studying what's going on and thinking so deeply that I forgot Tasis isn't here. Get well soon, buddy. Up here in the top left, our Zerg player. He is.
삼성칸 RorO.
I was just thinking like really so deeply, what is Protoss going to do here? Because RorO is looking so invincible.
Yep.
Up here in the top right, our Protoss player, he is.
웅진 스타즈 플라잉.
Probe Scout here, maybe trying to cannon. He's going to get lucky and scout right away.
He might be going for that, man. I haven't seen a probe leave the.
He gets very lucky here.
Quite yet.
But it's almost too quick because now the hatch first obviously is not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, once you see that probe come up, you're just going to have to pool.
If you try to go hatch first in this case, you'll just get blocked over and over again.
So, I mean, this is just going to be, well, actually, now that he's behind there, he could. But I don't, with the probe scout coming that quick, I'd be afraid that he went quick forge anyways. So I think all our analysis earlier on was correct, and RorO probably wasn't planning that anyways.
And as a result of this, Flying can just go Nexus first comfortably.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have standard openings from these guys. Do you think that Flying will go for something like that +1/7 gate again?
Yeah, I think something like that. On this map and these positions, I think it would be a great choice. And I'm really curious about the third base of RorO. When is he going to take that, and how is he going to do that against such an aggressive player like this?
You know what? His Overlord sees what's going on over there. I think he takes it right away. You know, while I love the 1/1 Ling play, I think the +1/7 gate is going to be really hard to stop because that comes suddenly. If you don't scout that coming right away, you're not going to get enough spines up, and there's no way that just Ling's can hold that unless you get all the pylons, which I would never count on against Flying because he threw up like 4 last time.
Don't forget this base on this map for Flying is so huge. There's a lot of places to hide tech, so even if he has both Overlords over there, there's a high chance he could hide something, just like we saw in the previous series. Cannon going down now.
All right. And yeah, it looks like that third base is going to be going down in a location quite far away from his opponent. So a nice defensible spot.
Yeah, he's not going to take, of course, the base that's in the middle. In other situations, he might have considered that, but definitely not in this one. The Lings, nice reaction by Flying.
All right, so far these guys, neither of them missing a beat whatsoever. Quite even openings.
Yeah, Core's going to go down soon, and when that finishes, that's when all the answers will be made true to us.
That is true. That's what we are waiting for, of course. Pretty hard to tell what they're doing before then.
Ling's continuing to scout. He wants to see if he can find that probe. And speaking of probes, that probe is down there in a very suspicious spot. Now it comes over.
Yeah, that's actually been a pretty nice probe. He's probably going to want to scout and see, is there a third base?
Yeah, he's going to confirm this, and there's no way that RorO can stop him from seeing it.
And the thing is, once he sees that there is a third base, then he can decide what he's going to do. Like, if he doesn't see the third, for instance, I think the +1/7 gate might be another good choice for him this game, but he doesn't see it. No +1 started yet.
I think we see Stargate now.
I think you're right, yeah.
He can still go into Phoenixes here very comfortably.
And again, I got to point out, I wouldn't mind to see from Flying the the Robo right away. This could be like a really quick. It could be something like the Immortal push.
Yeah, it could be. The third base is very far away. The creep on this map, the spread between the bases, is not the easiest in the world. It's not Metropolis, but it is definitely a little bit far away.
Imagine if he just does the Soul Train. I mean, it's still very doable.
It would be the last thing that Flying expects, too.
Yeah, that's not something I expected. It's really
RorO,
kind of fallen out of popularity.
Yeah.
So,
He doesn't have +1, though, and he hasn't started it at all. That's the thing.
You can get it pretty late, but you're right. I mean, let's see if he starts an Immortal.
What if he just starts...
All right,
okay.
It looks like it's a Soul Push, man. He should be starting that +1 really soon now.
Yeah, he needs to do that. This is a bit odd. It's almost as if he's forgotten it. Oh, Robotic Support Bay. I thought this might be what he was going to do, but I was like, no, nobody
Yeah.
ever really does this.
Well, you know what? Right now, 2 Immortal, 2 Colossus pushes in Protoss vs. Zerg are ridiculously popular in Korea. In fact, yesterday in Code, or not, well, yesterday's when I watched the VODs, but in Code A last week, Wolf,
Yeah, we
you
saw
casted it 3 times. Twice with Phoenixes and once without.
This is a very unique version, very quick, and with no +1 first, no sort of tricks here.
Yeah, this is, in fact, I believe this is exactly what Avenge did, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Trap and Squirtle went for the Phoenix one. Avenge went for a double Immortal, double Colossus right off the bat, like really fast.
If this is not
strong move.
If this is not scouted, it's almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so powerful.
Oh, especially with Hydra, it's not going to be very easy.
It's about the last thing that you want. And he's going to want to get up to, hopefully about 8 sentries. That's going to give him enough force fields to break through. In the pushes that we've seen so far,
he's going to scout.
Oh,
he comes in
nice
here.
scout coming in.
Good angle, sees the Immortals.
Okay.
The Immortals try to hide, but it's too late.
All right, he knows everything. Now, does he throw down the Spire immediately? That's the question.
He commits to Hydras.
All right. I can let him go Hydras as well, but, it's interesting. I've been wondering, how do you stop this exactly? Is this something that you go Corruptor against? Because everyone that's gone Corruptor against it so far, you lose too much of your army before the Colossus are dead, and then you have all these flying paperweights. So it looks like he's going to focus heavily on Hydralisks. And we'll see how this goes. I feel like he may have an answer here.
He has some time to make these Hydras and then get some Roaches out to clear up everything else. He starts the Roach War in now. Pure Hydra is not going to cut it, but Hydra is doing some extra damage with the Roaches. Even if Roaches don't have speed, may work out for him.
If the entire engagement's on creep, it may work. I'm really afraid, though, from the splash damage that those Hydras are going to take.
I just
he has
don't
no Roaches for tanking.
I just don't see the Corruptors working out. We've seen them fail before because, like you said, they end up being paperweights. If you overcommit to them, if you don't make enough, then they're not worth it anyways.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see shortly, Wolf, how this works out without the Corruptors, because he is definitely hitting before then. Right now, he does have 7 sentries, a good count.
He's going for the flank. He goes in for both sides, and there's no force fields. They're very late here.
Whoa, really late force fields indeed. Those Slings dealing a lot of damage. A lot of force fields going down. He's down to just 4 sentries.
That time warp is so important, though. He's killing a lot of these Hydralisks, and he needs more. 7 Roaches on the way. +1 is getting closer and closer for flying. Even though the force fields are late and he lost a lot of sentries, his army is still very, very strong, and he still has those 2 very important Colossi.
But you know what's really important here, Wolf, is that he's killed off a lot of sentries, so that's forcing more sentries to be made, which means less Stalkers, which means that once he gets some Corruptors out and the Colossi die, he's not going to need as many.
It makes the Roaches much more valuable as well.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What can he do here? The Queen's coming out to do battle as well. Speed for Hydras and Roaches still on the way.
This could determine everything. He's got a great concave here.
Indeed, he does. Some good force fields going down, but he pulls out of it. Very well done here by RorO.
Mothership Core is down. Roach is getting some good hits here. Again, flying, hesitating a little bit.
Really well done, but can he hold on? Flying, pushing forward. Once again, he still has his Colossi.
No more sentries, but he's getting a flank again here.
Those Immortals being huge heroes here, but it's a good concave. The thing is, he has very few units.
Yeah, very few units left, and he needs those Roaches that are coming out, but I think the production for flying is just too good at this point. He can force field the ramp with 1 more force field.
Yeah, it looks like he may have too much of the drones coming out, and that's normally a sign of defeat.
GG. Flying ties it 1-1. That's the type of flying that wins games, and he knows exactly how to do it. Even after being scouted, it's such a difficult thing for a Zerg to do to defend that. He committed to the Hydralisk, but flying with some really nice force fields and just way too much production. RorO couldn't handle that.
Yeah, wow. That was really nice play actually on both sides. When RorO got 3 of the sentries and forced so many force fields out, I thought there might be a chance there, but flying was a little bit too aggressive for him. If he had backed up a little bit longer or something, maybe he can rally enough units to hold, but really, really nice play actually by both sides. I'm quite impressed.
I really like the decision by flying to go for this build at these positions.
Yes.
These positions are the best position for him on this map. RorO has to now pick the final map.
I like, by the way, that he went for the quicker version too.
Yeah.
Because as you said, they were close up there in those positions where he can get across the map in like 2 seconds. And RorO did scout it reasonably quickly, but his Roach Warren was pretty late.
Yeah, with no road speed, it's a little bit tougher. I'm really, really excited to see the map. Whirlwind, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's what I was going to mention. Whirlwind seems to be the best map to pick. And you can see as Flying is just told, he has this look on his face like, that's what I thought.
Yeah. The second that he saw it, he laughed. He's like, yep, there it is. All right, what do I do here? Well, what does he do here?
Well, Flying's style is kind of neutralized by Whirlwind. He may have to go for the late game again on this map. Maybe even just Void Ray Colossus instead of more airplay. Like a 3-base Void Ray Colossus timing, perhaps.
Does he open Forge Fast Expansion? Forge like a Cannon Rush? Or does he go for a Gateway opener?
I think on this map, it's too difficult to go for a Gateway opening. It's a very open map, but at the same time, it's 4 players, so it's very big. And if he gets away with it, it can be quite good for him.
Yeah. I actually would like to see him go for a Gateway opener. I think messing RorO up in that way, maybe slowing his third base down, slowing down the economy on this heavy map.
Even going for one of those Sentry aggressive builds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. All right, well, the countdown has finished up. We are loading the map. The final game to determine who goes up and who goes down. RorO versus Flying.